I'm Dan Trudeau. I'm the VP and Executive Recruiter at PRA USA. And today I'm here to talk to you about why speed is so important when it comes to recruiting and hiring new people. Now, we're halfway through 2021 as I make this video, and the economic recovery is definitely underway, including on the hiring side. But in a great irony from what we saw even just a year ago, while the number of jobs are expanding, the pool of available candidates seems to be shrinking. Because of that, there's been a pretty big paradigm or power shift where more than ever, the job seekers, the job candidates are in the driver's seat. And one of the things that they're looking for, one of their requirements when it comes to the companies they're interviewing with, is speed. In a recent poll, 1/3 of all the managers they spoke to said that their hiring process is actually slower this year than it was last year. Now that's a trend going in the wrong direction, because in the same report, 62% of all job seekers said that they lose interest in a company if they don't have a quick response, if they don't have a speedy hiring process. Now, why can they do this? And why do they have this requirement? Because, well, they can afford to. If a company is taking forever to interview them, they've probably got 2-3 more that are moving towards making them an offer. The end result is more companies now getting ghosted, and ghosted being candidates dropping out of the interview process, often with no notice. Just all of a sudden they're not there anymore, not returning calls, etc. Now, no one wants to be in that situation. So smart employers are figuring out how they can streamline their recruiting process, how they can make it more efficient to not have this happen to them. Now, there's a number of things that you can do to streamline your recruiting process. One of them is setting up specific days and times for interviewing. That way you can always plug it into a manager's calendar, because a lot of times now the manager's trying to interview and hire people at the same time, hitting their project deadlines, which are even tougher to hit. Why? Because they don't have the right people. So what you do is you set up specific days and times, when interviewing windows, where you can always plug people in to make sure that those managers are seeing people every week. Related to that, you also have to set up hard deadlines for things like resume reviews. You know, a lot of times managers get a bunch of resumes, they sit in the to-read pile, it'll go a week or two before they're even reviewing those to see who they even want to talk to, and that's too much time. So you have to have hard deadlines every week for managers to come back with their response, with their reviews of the resumes. Another thing is to set up regular interview follow-up meetings. That way, you don't interview someone and then a few days go by before you make a decision. No, right after the interview, you need to get everybody together, talk about it, talk about next steps or making an offer. It just needs to happen quickly again so the process keeps moving. And related to that, and this is a big one that we've run into our company here, we've seen it take a long time to get an offer approved. I recently had someone who, in the time it took to get an offer from my client, they had three offers from 3 other companies. Now, if my client had turned around, gotten that offer out quickly, he would have said yes. Those other possibilities wouldn't have even hit the table. But as it stands, it took them several weeks to get the offer approved. He got 3 offers in the meantime and took one of the other ones. Now, there's often a hesitancy to move quickly through the recruiting process, which is understandable because you don't want to be sloppy. That said, there's a difference between speed and haste. Speed comes from efficient processes, standards, etc., things that you set up to be efficient. Haste comes from desperation. You're rushing through everything because you're afraid of what might happen, and that's when mistakes get made. So make sure that you make the distinction between speed and haste. You want speed. Just remember, a speedy hiring process is critical to getting people right now. Without it, you're going to lose good people you would have had otherwise. Again, we've seen it happen. We've seen in the last few months here, good companies lose good candidates because it took them too long. Don't be in that boat. Don't get ghosted. Make sure that you're getting the people your team needs. It's going to make the difference between success and failure in the coming years. Thank you for watching the video, and make sure to like, share, and subscribe to the PRA USA YouTube page. We'll be sharing insights in areas anything from hiring to job seeking to career management, and also speaking out on the big issues of the day relating to things like immigration, legal hurdles, etc. We have 30 plus years of experience in the recruiting market. Use that experience to your advantage to get the career and to get the team that you deserve.